I mean, it's a very good layout with a handy drinks trolley there.
Yes.
Okay, I would now declare the reconvened Kaimai Ward Forum KWF 22-2 open. And we have an apology from Don.
Move the apology be accepted.
Thank you, Margaret. Thank you. All right. Yeah. All those in favour, please say aye. Carried. Okay. We have presentations. Do I have to?
Yeah, just to receive that one, because that was next year.
Yeah, we have to have somebody move that David Riley's presentation from Wakamarama Community Incorporated be received.
Yeah.
Thanks, Murray. Second, Margaret. All those in favour, please say aye. Carried. Are there any recommendations that we want to make from the public forum? There was
7 minutes.
10 minutes.
We'll just put one sticky note in there, something that could be considered.
It's going to be requested that a cycleway be considered on Newnham Road because of the industrial area there. And she also had a question about the footpath cycleway from the corner of Snodgrass to Lindock Avenue be looked at. So I wonder whether that requires a resolution that we ask staff to investigate the possibility of.
Well, the traffic volumes to find out whether it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
I think on the walk cycleway on Newman Road, I'm pretty sure that's actually going to happen anyway with the upgrades that are occurring at Newman Park. And I think that's what she's referring to there, but there's no reason why we can't acknowledge that. And I think that we three have been receiving from Tim Wilson, who lives on Plumbers Point Road, the need for speed limit review, but he also is calling for a decent footpath. And Dilly Arnold, who lives at 222A Plumbers Point Road, has asked that for years. And so I wondered if we could include. I wondered if we could include that.
Plumbers Point Road and Snodgrass Road. Okay.
If we could include it.
Well, could we have a resolution to the effect that
So move.
investigate footpath on Snodgrass Road, Newnham Road, and Plumbers Point Road?
Thank you. Moved it.
This is from Snodgrass to Lindock Avenue.
There's nothing
There's
there.
only just a little wee bit of it up to Newnham Road.
And originally, I think Fraser Sanderson was going to do it. I'm not quite sure what went wrong with.
Okay, so Margaret's moved that. Would you second it, Murray?
The wording was
That staff investigate the provisions of footpaths on Snodgrass Road, from Snodgrass Road, from Burrell Road to Lindock Avenue, Newnham Road, and where?
Plumbers Point.
So that was Margaret and
The chairman.
Oh, I don't think you got that one.
No, I did.
Did you?
No, he did not.
Joe Gravitt had a quite an interesting request there for a suggestion from something to do with Tourism Bay of Plenty promoting smaller experiences and smaller attractions, but I don't know whether we can do anything about that.
I think we had at the meeting, Ruth Dainty was there plus her husband, and she's a volunteer at Te Puna Quarry Park, and they would very much like to see Tourism Bay of Plenty acknowledge Te Puna Quarry Park, which they have dropped off their list. And you had Oscar there the other night, and he was saying that he would take it into account. So I think, Mr. Chairman, we could actually move that we support the plea from Joe Gravitt and the forum that Tourism Bay of Plenty acknowledge Te Puna Quarry Park and other smaller venues in Te Puna in their promotion. Happy to move
I
that.
would extend that to the Kaimai Ward, frankly, because the tourism, please did a horrible job with the cycleway map, with the Mokara cycleway, which I talked about. And so I think we just need to encourage them to be aware of all the.
So specifically mention those, but promoting the Kaimai ward generally.
All right, so you moved that, you seconded it, you've got the wording for that, thank you.
I'll just double check with you. I'm sure on this. I've got that we support the suggestion from Joe Gravitt that tourism, they have plenty of knowledge to Puna Quarry Park and smaller experiences within the Kaimai ward generally. Okay.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Carried. The other thing that Joe asked was for an evaluation of ward forums. But I think I was talking to her and I think she's had some second thoughts about that because there was some other issues coming from ward forums unless we wanted to do it for the Kaimai ward.
No, I think that's something that really needs to be done now. Because all the three have operated in quite differently, haven't they?
Yes.
So I think
It's for the new council.
it needs to be a wider. Yeah, yes, but the point is the new council may not have all the people who have been involved in the current round. So I think sometime we need to stop in this at the time it changes here to the round table back, with the current people who have been involved in the current forums. Whether they are changed with new council is up to the new council, but at least if we can give some feedback and some.
Well, this council's recommendations, is that what you're saying?
Yes. Or some feedback on how
Guidance.
it works.
Because the mayor's gift, if you like, mayor's decision.
Yes, but it seems a point. It seems a pity to waste
The learnings.
the learnings.
Could be that individual councillors provide some direct feedback on the benefits they see for the various forums.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could sometime in a workshop have a short discussion.
Yeah. Suggest that in one of the councillors' forums or something,
Yes.
where you have a discussion around
Ward
the
forums.
ward forums and their use in the next triennium or something.
I think that's a good resolution for us to support.
Murray moves, I'll second. That
All
our
those in
councillors
favour will
will.
say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Doug Morris briefed about the CCTV cameras and noted about that that's all been done. The other thing was from nothing, I don't think, from the reports from the staff, but the other one was David Riley. And David Riley really is requesting that staff have a look at contacting the ultra-fast broadband providers to see if they could encourage them to put Wakamama on the priority list instead of some parts of rural Connecticut.
What was that for?
Not instead of.
For broadband for fibre.
I think, if I may, I think it was also just, as I said, the opacity of the process. There was no opportunity to feed in. There was no obvious rationale for why that place and that place.
Well, it seems that Wakamara is a tiny bit that's fallen into one camp, and the rest of the district has come under the other providers. And Wakamara has just been orphaned by its chorus who don't want to be involved and don't want to push it along, whereas the other guys
To a time.
changing names are doing a fabulous job. So up to your door.
How could we word a resolution to get something actually done
But they
about
still choose not to use it.
Could a report be prepared by council to go to chorus outlining the weaknesses of the program that we've got? And could we have discussions with chorus as to how they will resolve them? Would that do? I'll move
Second,
that.
would you so move? Second,
That sounds like a Matamara, is it?
Yeah.
From Whakamaru District.
It was that a report be prepared for council to be supplied,
To go to course.
supplied to chorus, thank you. To identify ultra fast broadband opportunities. or
No,
issues
no,
or-
no, stuff like that, rather be left out of the loop.
And to ask why the process of deciding which area is to get broadband is not transparent.
How we can upgrade their performance to ensure that we have adequate coverage for the whole area.
Thank you, I've got that.
Right.
I mean, I was in some very weird and wacky air. Back in the beyond places in Scotland with wonderful coverage.
Okay.
And sorry, who, sorry, and that was moved and seconded by,
Next one.
Margaret.
thank you.
Given us the 15-minute notice.
Okay. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Carried. And I don't think there's anything else unless you have any items to bring up, Margaret.
No, just the better advertising required for our ward forums,
Oh, yes.
because that was one of the complaints that Mrs. Kane brought forward. There was nowhere, she rang me to say, how do I make a submission? How do I book in? There's no information. I don't know where to go. And I raised
Excuse me,
that with,
Margaret, was this in relation to the forum meeting?
this, I raised that with Luke the other day. And I think we should just record the fact that it has been left with communications to up their performance, ensuring that the community understands how to participate in a ward forum.
Well, it appeared that although we had half sort of email addresses from a lot of these people, they never got an email. That was what I took.
Yes, but even so, even if they got an email about it, the issue was she didn't know how. Where do you go to find out in our website as to where to make a
Yeah,
submission?
an email could have a link.
Yeah. An email, she could have responded, just press reply and ask the question.
There is another,
That's the email that is out.
Yeah.
but there is another issue that we have an email list of all the invited organisations. And some of those organisations have changed their chairs and secretaries, and those people aren't passing the email on to the new person. We found that is the case at Okoiki, and I think it ties power, and that causes us to be in a bad light when it's really those people.
Mm. So you have to have a system that actually
Well,
is
how many
over and
Janishas do
above.
we need to keep track of?
At least three.
At least three, yeah.
But maybe it needs a regular letter to go out to all the known organisations in our ward to ask for an update of email addresses each year, at the start of each year.
That's not a bad idea, because we did come through the time when we actually went out trying to get people's emails so we could communicate directly with them. And that's been a policy that's been on this table for a long time. So good idea.
I'll move that one.
Second. Right.
Nothing else? We need to meet in closed.
Thank you.